Hello, my name is Jeremy Aditya, and today I will be talking about a movie called Tori and Lokita. I will also be talking about how empathy is portrayed in this movie, and I will be also talking about the neuroscience of empathy and some theories about empathy. So, this movie is about Lokita, who is an immigrant teenage girl from Africa who lives with her little stepbrother, Tori, in an orphanage in Belgium. Although they are not blood related, they have a strong bond for each other and always seen together, whatever their circumstances is. So to make ends meet, Tori and Lokita unfortunately have to deliver marijuana at night. They work for Batim, who is a narcissistic and perverted man that they work for. Uh, they are doing this because Lokita is an illegal immigrant trying to obtain legal documents. That's why she cannot get a proper job and has to resort to selling marijuana. The audience cannot help but to feel sympathetic as Lokita faces pressure from all around her. Despite her efforts, she is unable to pass the interview for her documents due to the PTSD and trauma she is experiencing. She needs legal documents to get a proper job and provide for Tori, for her mother, and for her siblings who are still in Africa. She is pressured to send money to her mother by delivering marijuana as her job. The smugglers who brought her from Africa oftenly threatens her to repay her debts, and this makes her condition worsen. Her boss, Batim, exploits her by forcing her to perform sexual acts for money. So, what is empathy? Empathy is a mental state where someone puts themselves in another person's situation to understand their feelings, while maintaining a clear self other differentiation. While sympathy is putting yourself into the other person's emotional state. There are four types of empathy, namely affective empathy, cognitive empathy, behavioral empathy, and moral empathy. The movie depicts empathy through the interactions between the characters. One of the most obvious display of empathy is shown through Tori. The empathy shown by Tori is a type of behavioral empathy, as he understands and acts upon the situation to help his sister. For instance, he helps Lokita delivering marijuana to get more money. He also never complains about their situation. At times where Lokita shows expression of stress and sadness, Tori empathizes with her by giving her medicine and cracking jokes, thus comforting her. This display of empathy is a manifestation of mirror neuron. In the lecture, mirror neuron is a phenomenon where certain brain networks activates when a person does an action, and it also the same circuit activates when watching someone else doing the same action. This is apparent in the monkey experiment as mentioned in the lecture. This phenomenon can also be explained by the shared brain network hypothesis. In this case, when Tori saw Lokita crying, displaying sadness, the same brain network that, at this instance, the same brain network that processes sadness and panic in both Tori and Lokita are activated, thus prompting Tori to comfort her and understands Lokita's emotion although he is only observing her. Another reason that Tori is able to display a strong sense of empathy is his bond towards Lokita. As I mentioned before, although they are not blood related, they have a very strong bond. And studies have shown that familiarity between people results in a stronger empathy. In other instances, Tori displays other types of empathy, namely cognitive empathy. What is cognitive empathy? Cognitive empathy is understanding other people's emotion while not representing that emotion yourself. And when Lokita is forced to get naked for Betim, while Tori watches in his hiding spot, this is apparent. Although Lokita is visibly embarrassed and sad, Tori stayed strong and supported her afterwards. Tori understands Lokita but doesn't reciprocate the same feelings that she is feeling. Finally, this movie has a special place in my heart, especially as a medical student. This movie shows the importance of empathy, and this is echoed in the field of medicine, as doctors and patient relationship that are based on empathy have more positive outcomes, as mentioned in the lecture. One quote that I adore from this movie is when Tori said, "I'll always be there for you. We're like brother and sister." Although they are not blood related, this shows that empathy is more than just a than relation of blood. It resonates with me because although doctors and patients are not blood related, we as doctors have to empathize with the patients and understand their desire to be treated. That wraps up my review and also explanation about the movie Tori and Lokita, and thank you for your attention.